guys? Take Shot Sports. We're here with our special guest, Glasses Malone in the house.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for appreciate you coming, man.
It's all love. It's all love.
Man, now we're excited to talk about some sports and who you like and what things you watch on a daily and
I'm always excited to talk sports, so it works out for me.
Really.
Yeah, as always, it works out. I'm a boxing and basketball guy.
Boxing and basketball.
Okay, yeah, that was gonna be one of the questions, man. What's your preferred sport? If you had to sit down all day, what sport would you pick?
Boxing at this point.
Yeah,
boxing.
When I was younger, it was basketball. I mean, I think when you grow up, you like football, a little bit of baseball, but basketball and football. But boxing always had a special place in my heart. It's grown more and more, so now boxing is number one and basketball is number two.
Who's the one guy that you've, idolized, as a boxer? Who's the one guy that you've always liked?
Roy Jones is my favorite boxer of all time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't go wrong with Roy.
Yeah, Roy is special, man. You just never seen such an athlete. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to watch somebody that's really that great. You know what I'm saying? So.
Did you ever get to see him live or anything?
No, I wasn't even. I was watching him fight, and I love watching him fight, but I didn't even think about going to boxing matches at that time.
Roy Jones was a beast. In his prime, he was a beast, man.
Yeah, Roy Jones was unbeatable. It's funny. I think Floyd Mayweather is probably the best boxer I've seen box, but Roy Jones Jr. is probably the most unbeatable fighter. Like, I don't think I could think of a fighter that could beat him in the prime of his career.
Oh yeah, man.
No, he was something special. Definitely, he had everything.
You like boxing and basketball, but I know you like you do street racing.
Yeah,
you ever like
drag
racing?
Yeah,
drag race. You ever get into like NASCAR, like that kind of stuff, IndyCar?
I'm all quarter mile with it, but we did a lot of California scenes.
Oh, okay.
With my homeboys, Pacific Streetcar Association is a legal scene. They had a West Coast NMCA. Okay. That was a legal scene, so that's pretty much. And drag strips here and there. When Terminal Island was open when I was a kid, we would go there.
Right.
My first time going down the drag strip was at Carlsbad. It was a track that shut down.
Right.
LACR in Palmdale.
Little Rocker, Palmdale,
Yep. We used to go there all the time. Winter Nationals every first of the year.
Right.
My dad. So that's my pastime with my dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Quarter mile, man. That's
so you go,
that's something I would have never thought, man.
My whole life. Probably 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
First thing. Yeah.
Do you have your own race car? Yeah.
Oh,
that's.
I had a '68 Camaro that my dad gave me.
Nice.
I gave it to my little brother. Now I got a '66 Impala that I got to pick up that I'm racing.
So you racing and you driving a Lolo too, huh?
Yeah, both.
Cruising. Straight LA. Straight LA.
They say I'm a legend of two sports in these streets.
Nice.
I'm working on it.
So you were 4 or 5 years old. Did you race your big wheel or what?
Yeah, we did that for sure. Big wheels. Remember they used to have the little track cars, the little slot cars at the house?
Yeah.
We raced them all day. So yeah, it's in there. It's programmed in there.
It was back in Compton.
Compton. Well,
Watts.
my dad. So my mom lived in Compton. My dad lived in Watts. My dad had that set up more or less.
Wow.
So we'd be all racing over there.
CPT.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, man. That's awesome, man.
Pretty good times.
Yeah.
Racing, man, has been one of those things, man. I mean, I love building motors, man. So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like you always want to go fast, man. You hit that time and you're like, what can I do to make it go a little faster? And then, you start getting more into it, and then you're just like, man, that's when you start tweaking stuff.
What's crazy is the more you get into it, you realize the motor is not the most important thing.
Oh, yeah.
Start being about converters, transmissions, drive shaft, rear end, gear, the correct gearing, gear set, transmission gear set, mixing it up.
It's the little things, man. It's
matching
the little
the tires, making sure the tires match the gear, RPM.
Yeah.
Like stuff that I never cared about when I was younger, dyno sheets and the right people building converters is super important.
Oh yeah, man. You got to have the right people, the right minds, man, because it's the little things, man. The specifications and all that stuff that just make that thing, man. But
nowadays you got to watch out for your Cadillac converter. Oh
man, you know what I mean? It's bad. I be hoping though. I catch somebody.
There's a special on catalytic converters in aisle 5.
Yeah. Brandy was telling me.
I remember back in the day, you had a little homie that had like a go-kart and it was on and popping in the streets, I think they put a lawnmower motor and then they built it like custom one.
They got a new scene now with the mini bikes and the go-karts that they're racing like big money.
Mini bike.
A lot of people from the scene started building, like the guy that just built my new motor for my race car. He was into the mini bike scenes. A brother named Dustin Lee Racing, based out of Lancaster. But Dustin built mini bikes. A lot of different people really got into building mini bikes. Ronald, my boy, Top Dog, got a movement right now called something about that bread up. Put that bread up. They little movement. They got like a huge mini bike scene across the country.
Now, when you mean mini bikes, like what kind of speeds we're talking about? Top speeds on
they
these?
had about over 100 at this point.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, in a quarter mile.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they getting up there. Yeah, they got
man.
transmissions.
Bored
on
them
those
out.
things. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's some
You remember
stuff.
the mini bikes that back in the day?
Yeah.
The hood, you
Oh,
drive
right here.
Hey, I know Concrete, one of them. He's fell on one of those, and him and
Oh,
Justin.
you have to fall on it. If
Yeah.
you never fell on it, you never
fall.
rode it.
Exactly. That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, we should go ride a mini bike, man. It sounds
yeah,
like
you
fun
got
right
some
now.
road rashes on those, some memories on those.
That's
for
how
sure.
you do it. You gotta fall. I mean, that's the thing. My mom lived in Compton, right? So when I'm at home, the second time I rode a horse, I fell off.
Nice.
I lived in the Richland Farms area of Compton.
Okay.
So there's farms, so most people ride horses over there.
Yeah,
you learn
yeah.
how to ride when you're real young, and I fell off the second time. Took me about 4 months to get back on, but I got back on.
You still ride now?
No, I never go do
No?
it now, but I knew how because of that.
That's,
wow.
That's cool, man.
Pretty
a lot of
sick.
things.
And then as you say you like basketball's your other sport.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Laker.
Laker all
Lakers,
day,
yeah.
purple and gold.
Yes, yeah.
So are you down with what's going on with the Lakers
No,
now?
no. But I'm down with the Lakers, but I'm not down with what's going on. I'm not gonna lie.
Now,
I
what do you-
mean, growing up is different. Like when I was younger, you care about just winning, or
right.
just watching your team. Now, as I get older, I got a business or two. Like I have to care about, Jerry's legacy business that he left to his daughter. So I have to look at a player like LeBron James more than just his competitive nature. And that's hard for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that. I don't like thinking about the business like you have to give him this money because he generates interest. He's going to break Kareem record. You want it to happen in the Laker jersey because you want to keep that space in
yeah.
the yearbook. But after this year, unless he want this 2 for 30
See you.
million, he got to go home.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Go back to Cleveland.
You gotta go back to Akron.
2 for 30, 2 for
Yeah.
30, we'll keep him.
Yeah.
If it's 15 million a year and you start caring about our interests, we'll
Yeah.
keep you. But if we got to give you 48 and 50, you got to get up out of there.
Yeah, especially they ain't winning
You know,
playoffs.
these guys are big time Laker fans too, and
all day.
I'm always giving them crap just because of the fact that I just don't see the Lakers being the Lakers that they once were, especially with LeBron recruiting all his guys, bringing AD, he's the one that got Westbrook to come over, and now they can't get, they want to get rid of him, they can't get rid of him, and now they want Kyrie. I mean, what's the solution to the Lakers?
Well, definitely it's not to make a trade, right? You want to let this 50 million come back on the books. It's the first thing, right? So we need to keep Westbrook in the Laker uniform. You need to play all year. He's actually the only person that's going to play all year. Everybody else,
Probably right.
ain't
Yeah,
gonna play.
Everybody else is gonna get hurt.
He's on the team, yeah.
We got to get Brown minutes under 30 minutes and AD minutes under 30 minutes to make them last. You know what I mean? We got to start being real more. LeBron been in the league 20 years. It's 20, and his minutes is probably 23 years. So, if you look at his games as a Laker, he's probably averaging 50 games a season.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the pandemic season, you know what I mean? Like you got that 3-4 month break for the playoffs, so it's hard for a player with that type of mileage to play. Like last year, he playing 38 minutes. He's shooting 22 shots a game. That's just not going to be winning basketball at that place in his career. And AD is just, a
Fragile.
different type of athlete. Yeah, I think he don't, his limbs are not where they would like them to be to play that type of basketball. But it's also spreading the floor with him.
Yeah.
You got to stop spreading the floor with him. He should be only about, 2 steps and a look, 14 feet away, not spreading the floor, sticking him in the corner. And for Westbrook, we just got to give him the ball.
Yeah. He's a totally different player that the way they're using him.
It's just horrible.
Yeah, he's
We got a new coach. I got him now. I mean,
and Ham likes him. I mean, I think he's been with them before, right? Previously, I think that.
I heard something like that.
Yeah, I think in OKC or something like that,
just-
David Ham was
We
in
just
there.
got to let him be the point guard. And that's a hard thing because
But he's not a point guard.
He's been a point guard his whole carear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't play like a point guard. That's
what he
the
does the
problem.
That's what I'm saying. He's got the mentality of a score first,
Yeah.
pass
Yeah.
second.
Well, I think he's like LeBron. I think he's a traditional playmaker, right? His hoop might be the best hoop, but you want that out of him. You don't want to turn him. He's not a combo guy.
Yeah.
You don't want him being your scoring guard. Now you just being ridiculous. So I think it really comes down to the organization and the coaching staff saying, LeBron, like you need to start playing 4.
Yeah.
You can play make, but you need to play make from this part of the floor. We need to get whatever Russell Westbrook got left, whatever that looked like.
Yeah.
'Cause we need to get this $50 million back, because once he plays the whole season, we get $50 million back on the book. LeBron's last year, this is $45 million. They working on the extension. I don't believe it. Jeannie is smart. Her dad's a shark. She's a shark. Sharks are born swimming. So I can't see her giving him $50 million next year. You're going to break Kareem's record this year.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what we're paying you for. Because we already see the first year he came, we didn't make the playoffs. The second year came, we had a really nice organization. We got people at good deals. We had AD at $25 million. And we got a pandemic for veterans to rest. Okay, now we got to pay the big boys. Now you come back in the third season, we get bounced in the first round. Come back in the fourth season, we don't make the playoffs. It's a theme right here that we already see what's happening. And again, injuries play a part, but you have to expect that when somebody been in the NBA
that long,
22 years, and you got another guy that you're stretching out with long limbs, and he's had a history of struggling of being healthy. You got to play him 28 minutes. You got to break the minutes down, and you need Russell Westbrook, who actually is probably like the NBA's Iron Man at this level. Yeah, he probably hasn't missed this many games.
Yeah, I think he only missed a few games at the end because he probably was just like, "Hey, we're just gonna sit out."
The only thing with Westbrook is mental. Like,
that's what I was going to say.
Get on him, he gets.
That's what I was going to say. With everybody just getting on his case,
he'll be all right.
Especially last year, I don't know if he's ever going to be the same player again.
I think the other pieces that the Lakers are getting, like we had an old team this last year. I mean, it was. We got some good young pieces coming in there to play some defense. Westbrook puts up a triple double. Let Bron do his thing. AD inside. Everyone's happy. We winning games. I mean, I don't know.
Westbrook got the mentality. He'll be fine. I mean, he's a dog. Like, he's not weak at all.
Yeah.
So it don't matter what you say. He gonna go in that motherfucking hoop.
Yeah.
Right. But
no, I agree, man. Westbrook. I mean, I just think we just
too face first on 3 contracts.
Yeah.
And the 3 contracts at this point is probably not. It was great for what it was for. We sell tickets. We do great business. We finna replace Kareem, right? But at least we got the player.
Yeah.
We got AD who. If you manage his minutes correctly and allow him to heal, you can get some really great things out of him. He's probably healthy, the second best point guard in the NBA, power forward in the NBA.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook, you only got him for 1 more year. We need that money. We don't got no picks. We need the money.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get Kyrie. I don't want to give extensions. Kyrie played less games than AD and LeBron.
Yeah. Yep.
All love to Kai.
And he wasn't even injured.
Right.
He just didn't want to.
But the year before, remember the last 3 seasons, he only played 100 games.
True.
So I don't want that.
Well, we just gotta hope Bron is not pressing to get Kyrie.
I don't think it matters at this point. I think Jeannie knows what she wants to do, and that's.
If they were listening to LeBron, it would have already happened. I think. I think.
Well, I think the Nets have something to do with that too, because they want to resolve the KD issue before they even think about Kyrie.
What's funny is when that first started happening, and I talked to a lot of them dudes, I didn't think that trade was going to. Why would I trade you?
Who, Durant, you mean?
If I'm the Nets, why would I trade you? Like, I got you for 3 more years.
Yeah, they don't have to.
You mean? Like, I'm not trading you. It's funny because I could imagine how bad he wants to be traded. But like, no, you're not going anywhere.
But that's the thing about athletes nowadays, the superstars that have those big contracts or whatever, that they think they own not only the team but the league, and they can do whatever they want. Look at Harden. Harden stopped playing in Houston, played himself out of shape and out of Houston
to the Nets.
To the Nets. He did the same thing, and now he's in Philly.
Well, it's a players' league.
Yeah, it's turned that way.
Players' league at this point. So, as a fan of, and a lot of the modern players are players of fans. That's why it really is a player. Right. Like I'm a dinosaur. I'm a fan of a franchise, a hometown franchise. That's not normal.
Right.
A lot of these NBA talents, they have traveling teams. They travel with them. The fans go wherever they buy. Fans got more jerseys. I got all yellow and purple jerseys. Every jersey I ever had in my closet is purple and yellow or blue because they got the special one, or white because they got a special one. But I don't have no other team of NBA guys in my closet. So, you know what I mean? It's a different day. It's a players' league, so you stuck. But I don't think the Nets is going to trade KD.
I mean, he gave that ultimatum.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Well, now he says that he doesn't want to play for Nash or the GM.
Especially after
Whatever.
Nash did a TikTok.
He had picked Nash.
Definitely needs to get rid of Nash.
You see,
So
not-
what do you think as a player, like if they don't trade you, right? You give them all these excuses you don't want to be in the team. They don't trade you. They don't listen to you. Kevin Durant, what does he do for the season? Does he still play hard or
Yeah, he gonna play. He gotta play.
he had to play hard?
Either that or he pulls a Ben Simmons and goes home and doesn't
Yeah.
play.
And they not gonna do that, man. But listen,
He loves basketball.
to be honest, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons fixes 90% of their problems. 90% of their
Yeah, 'cause
problems. Ben
he's-
Simmons becomes easily the best defensive player on the team.
Yep.
They need
Becomes the
defense.
best passer on the team,
And he doesn't have to
becomes
shoot.
The best transition player on the team. You literally get a top 3 guy in all of those, top 5 guy in all of those departments. Ben Simmons is one of the best passers in the NBA. He was runner-up defensive player of the year. The year he didn't play after, and as a transition guy, he's probably second to Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you get speed, you get defense, and that fixes a lot of their problems. And on this team, guess what? You don't have to shoot at the last minute. It's Kyrie and Kevin Durant. They love to shoot
Yeah.
at the
All
last
day.
minute. So I think he fixes their problems, but I've been super critical over Steve Nash. I loved him as a player, but great players make horrible coaches, and
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
that's exactly the
Most
thing you were
most
saying.
of the big time players
every one of them.
are horrible coaches.
Who would be the best NBA player that was a great coach, like since Bill Russell? He played on the floor when he won.
Yeah.
too.
He won championship and coached the team. Yeah.
But he played on the team he was coaching. So
Yeah.
think about that. Larry Bird, no championship. Michael Jordan tried to coach. Magic Johnson tried
Magic.
to coach.
What about Jason Kidd?
And I think he's a decent coach, but
Yeah.
coming up short.
But the thing is, all those guys, they see the floor in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. That's what made them great as a player.
And they're old
they
school.
want you to do what
They're
they
old school
see, and a lot of
mentality.
the guys can't execute the same way.
It's tough, man. They have God-given abilities. I would like to see them get somebody who focuses on defense. And, their offensive figured out.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
They're smart
Ben
enough players.
Simmons fixed 90% of their problems.
Yeah.
That's what I genuinely believe.
Yeah, I mean, too bad we're gonna get to see him play. I mean,
Well, I
see
mean,
this year,
he's due back this season, right?
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
play. He'll be all right. I told him if they want to toughen him up, right, just put him in the car with me. He'll, give me about 2 weeks with him.
If I was the Nets, I'd hire Mark Jackson as a coach. Put Mark Jackson.
Mark
in there.
Jackson would be a great coach.
He ain't gonna put up with that.
Yeah, and he's a defensive guy.
Old school.
Yeah.
You know,
Mark
he gonna,
Jackson might got it.
I'm surprised Mark Jackson hasn't got a coaching job. That's crazy.
I don't think he wants it.
No, I think he
think he
wanted.
does.
I think he wants to come back. As a matter of fact, they were talking about him being a great candidate for the Lakers.
Yeah, I remember
The
that.
Lakers, I don't think were thinking along those lines.
I mean, he built a core at Golden State, and then
Yes.
Kurt took over and went on championships. Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of credit don't go to Mike Brown.
Mike
for the
Brown was there
defense of
too.
That
Mike
part
Brown
of
was
that
there.
system, defense wise. Kerr was just the right temperament. I just didn't never think it was. Remember how far Kerr and Mark Jackson is to Steve Nash? Like Kerr and Mark Jackson as NBA players are not
Yeah.
even in the same galaxy as Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's saying a lot because Mark Jackson could really hoop and
Yep.
Steve Kerr was clean. You feel me? But like Steve Nash is out of this world.
Yeah.
It was just never gonna work out. I would like them to get a quality coach that got some experience. You know what I mean? A defensive guy, not somebody who focuses on offense, because they don't need that.
So is that why you think Kevin Durant's saying these comments?
I hope so. I mean, I would like to believe he noticed that they're not playing the greatest defense either. You know what I mean? I would like to hope I don't know, but I would like to hope he sees and like, yeah, we need to play more defense.
Hey, what's your thoughts on Steph Curry getting a death row chain the other day? See that?
Pretty the shit. You gotta like Steph Curry, man.
Yeah, he's cool.
He was at the Dodger game last night.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
before that, he was in Long Beach with Snoop at a gym, right?
Yeah, they did a donation. They donated
Yeah.
the gym, something like that.
Got a
with
death
Snoop.
row chain. Snoop.
Yeah, I
hooked him
didn't
up.
see that.
That was
Oh,
pretty
that's
tight. It was.
Yeah.
I saw that. Snoop does the right things, man. But Steph Curry is such a fascinating person to watch play because Steph Curry is just.
Yeah, he's
on.
amazing.
Yeah, he's
Has basketball changed
Oh yeah, he
because of Steph Curry?
for sure. Yeah, he fucked
Because
it up.
every little kid nowadays just wants to shoot 3-pointers.
It's crazy because I remember being young and people like, Jordan, And it was like Kobe. Now it's like Steph. So everybody getting further away from the basket.
Seriously.
Jordan was like
half court.
Next thing
Jordan
you're
was
gonna be shooting outside the gym.
Jordan was like 12 feet.
Yeah.
Like Jordan mid-range, and Kobe was like right about 19 feet, a bad shot.
It was always a big game too. I mean, when I first started watching, you always focused on the center, like Shaq, right? And
Big
you
guys.
know, Yao Ming, those kind of guys in there. And then it started going from like position further out, and now it's just
It's funny though. Jordan 14 feet, Kobe 19, 20 feet, Steph Curry 38 feet.
Next one out the gym.
Yeah, somebody else. Yeah.
At least we know that Curry's from Death Row Records now. You know what I mean? Well, he wrote different this time.
And he with California.
Yeah.
It's the Golden State
But
Warriors.
that's the thing about hip hop and basketball. There's a lot of I mean, just entwined. Like, I mean,
Well, you mentioned boxing.
Huge.
Now, boxing also is, first of all, what do you think about the people that say that boxing is dead?
They need to watch Tyson Fury, my favorite boxer today fight.
Tyson.
Wow, Tyson Fury's your favorite fighter now.
He's been my favorite fighter since fight number 14.
See, that I would have never guessed.
I told Dude Dog from Top Dog Entertainment. I told Charlemagne the God. I've told Van Lathan from TMZ. He has an amazing podcast right now called Higher Learning with a lady named Rachel. I've told anybody who listens on Twitter, you can go back as early as 2011 and see me talking about Tyson Fury.
Oh wow.
Like Tyson Fury is pretty much the modern day Muhammad Ali when it comes to boxing. And it sounds crazy, right? Because Muhammad Ali is his brother, this great blah, blah, blah. But Tyson Fury is the same thing advantage-wise. Like he's a super limber above, like, 6'3" in the 50s and 60s and the 70s was a huge heavyweight. It wasn't, it's a big guy that's athletic with coordination.
6'9".
Tyson Fury is 6'9", and he pops it, he talks his shit, and can fight, man. He's a super schooled and game fighter, man. So
Well, look what he did to Deontay Wilder.
and that was a fight that
I know.
he could never get enough credit for, because now the first thing you want to do is say Deontay Wilder, who's a bronze medalist, who's a champion with 10 title defenses, the greatest knockout ratio in heavyweight boxing, and you're going to knock him down versus understanding how great this job was that Tyson Fury did.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's the funny thing is, Jimmy, when you were in the ring with Tyson Fury, you were like,
Oh,
Like this
I
interview?
had to pretty much get on a ladder and interview him. No, I mean, but he's a great guy,
He's
you know. And the
He's
fact
like the
that
nice
after
guy, he looks
after
like.
the fight, he takes the mic and he starts singing, American Pie and all that stuff. I mean, he is
fun,
a character.
man. He's
He's a
fun.
character.
with a dad bod and just does his job. Like he ain't coming in all.
Hey, dad bods are in.
So my favorite three fighters right now is Tyson Fury, Sebastian Fondora. I don't know if y'all know about Sebastian.
The Tauren
Yeah.
Inferno.
Yes, he needs to change his name to the Terminator. After that last performance,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He was unbelievable. Like, right? He should change his name to the Terminator and Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, he's
Wow,
fighting.
Teofimo Lopez.
He's fighting.
What
soon.
makes him so special over a bunch of other,
Like
lightweight dudes or around,
With Teofimo, I just see early Roy Jones. Now, is it going to be realized? It's fucking Roy Jones, but
Yeah.
I think he's this super athletic, gifted fighter. Great power, great speed, great coordination, a great mind. But
now
Roy had a different focus that's totally unique to most boxers, and Teofimo needs that type of focus.
not only that, but I think Teofimo's corner
Yes,
is
Pop.
lacking with his pops. In the fight against Cambosos, they
make
couldn't
no
change the
adjustments.
strategy.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and you have to put that together. I don't want to be hard on Teofimo Senior. I just think that you have to be. That's why you have to be focused, because you have to figure out what's missing in boxing. That's what makes it great. It's one person in the ring. So those are my guys right now, man.
But also, the rap world is intertwined with boxing now. A lot of rappers are the ones that do the walkout with the boxer.
Yeah.
They come out, they have special songs for them. Who would you like to walk out with?
Tyson Fury. I wrote
Tyson
a song
Fury.
for Tyson Fury. But you know what's funny?
That's what I was going to ask you. Have you
Nice.
written anything for anybody?
I wrote an idea for Tyson Fury. And this is going to sound weird because Tyson Fury by far is my favorite boxer. But the idea fits Anthony Joshua now.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Fury was my guy. It was 2 fights before he fought Steve Cunningham.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I got on Tyson Fury, super great guy, DM back and forth, just a really sharp champion. And I knew it. I could see it in it, like, oh yeah, you're gonna be tough because he knows boxing differently. But I'm rooting. I'm an underdog guy, and Tyson Fury is forever the underdog, right? Because people gonna look at him and be like, oh, he's a goofy white guy, bad bod,
Gypsy King.
But that gypsy edge. And as a street racer, if you race cars, gypsy is a huge culture in street racing. So I know that attitude, that edge, and I knew it was always there. But I pulled for Anthony Joshua to get his career on track so we can get the greatest. I think we can be in the era of the greatest heavyweights of all time if Joshua can pull his end together and figure it out. We have the makings for wonderful fights. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Usyk versus Fury. New guys. It's a ton of new guys. Tony Yoka, he's a gold medalist out of France. Dubois, right? Daniel Dubois from England. Like, I'm huge enough to where I want to go to England and watch fight.
Well, you know that Tyson Fury, so if Joshua, after this fight, he'll fight Joshua Tyson Fury, so he'll fight for free.
I seen that.
And he'll pay free for fans, free for everything, just for the fans. He said he'll do it for free.
It's not gonna happen, but that's a dope.
Exactly. That's not gonna happen.
Do it for free. I'm like, man, like,
I mean, he got enough money,
free
man.
Fans, free everything.
He just stepped out of retirement and said he wants to fight Chisora. And Chisora's on his last fight. Chisora's had a great career. He's winding down. It's probably his last fight. And people was like, oh, why would Fury want to fight Chisora? They fought twice in really good fights, and Tyson Fury won. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do as a champion, is give, older dogs a check going out.
Yeah.
Right.
Fight them, give them a check going out. Why would you not allow this man to make $2, $3, $4, $5 million to get up out of here?
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do. So things that Tyson Fury don't even get credit for as a fighter, I like. But I'm pulling for Deontay Wilder, who's supposed to come back in October and fight Helenius, who's a really good fighter. I'm pulling for Joshua to get it done with Usyk, figure it out.
Well, that's gonna be tough.
The problem with AJ is
when he gets
here. It's not his physical attributes. I think
he looks like a monster. We see him in the ring.
I mean, he's probably the one in the greatest shape. However, he's got to be in it mentally all the time, and I think there's lapses before fights, during fights, and other times when AJ, there's something missing, and that's why he hasn't been able to fulfill, what everybody thinks of AJ as probably being one of the best heavyweight fighters.
Well, they're talking about Wilder and Andy Ruiz fighting.
That's a nice fight.
That'd be a good fight.
To the homie Andy.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight.
Fight Ortiz.
Ruiz is fighting.
That's a tough fight, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just overlook that. But I'm pushing for the homie Andy. AJ, I think he was just too far ahead. They moved him too fast. Like, see, a really good, like Bruce Trampler at Top Rank, boxing, Bob Arum.
He knows boxing.
He's a fantastic matchmaker when it comes to bringing fighters into their prime. I think Al Heyman and their team did a great job with Deontay. They took their time. He got 36 fights before he fought for a title. And I think that matters in developing professional fighters.
Absolutely.
I think AJ got the benefit, of Charles Martin, being such an inexperienced fighter, winning a belt. Then you had that mandatory, so you make that, you get that champ. But then you get that championship shot, But then you come back and you fight Vlad too early. And I think they're just moving him so fast. So we're watching somebody learn on the job. You got to think he started as a pro at 19 or 20.
Yeah.
He's only like 31 or something. And he's been boxing. Usyk been fighting since he was 7.
Jeez.
It's just trouble.
He's just fighting a war right now, too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think AJ, they just moving him too fast. He's fighting really, really great fighters. And he doesn't have enough experience sometimes, and he's gaining experience. So if history is a teacher, then he'll get it done this time. If not, you got to fight somebody else, because this is a tough cruiserweight.
Are you a purist?
To which degree? Like, what do we feel?
Well, so what do you think about all the YouTubers coming into boxing,
I like it,
doing whatever it is?
I like it. I hope they don't get hurt fighting. Like, I didn't want, I don't agree with, Logan Paul or Jake Paul fighting a fighter. Like, you fight against Hakeem Rockman or the other Fury brother, you might be in trouble. These are fighters.
Yeah.
Nate Robinson. It's,
Exactly.
it's not Blueface, bro.
Yeah, right.
People, this what they do. Hakeem Rodman is bred into boxing. So regardless of where, he's at in the championship pursuit, it's different with you screwing him. He would hurt you. And I love it. I mean, I love watching those fights. It's
it brings
always
different eyes to the sport.
Absolutely.
But for example, the WBC saying that if Jake Paul beat Rockman, they were going to,
you have to
rank him.
But you have to. If he beats Hakeem, so his goal was to somewhat weight drain to weight control the fight. Yes. But Hakeem Rodman was going to show up, and that's the problem. He's going to be there when he.
So basically, you're saying the fight got called because Jake knew that he probably bit too much, more than he could chew.
I think Jake Paul is one of the best marketing minds in the last 20 years. And he's also somebody who really understands boxing and really respects it. So you could use a name. You could tie yourself to Hakeem Rodman, a heavyweight champion of the world. You could tie yourself to Tyson Fury through his brother. Yeah. The unified heavyweight champion of the world. It's different getting in the ring and actually having to fucking fight one of these people who really fight. It's just different.
Well, eventually it's going to come down to that because it looks like it's leading that way. I mean, I don't.
Nah, it's not.
I think it's just a phase.
You don't think like, let me try it.
Maybe he could fight some little guys. Some little guys.
Well, he wants to fight Canelo. He says that his goal is to fight Canelo.
I thought you fight Ryan Garcia. He said.
Okay, yeah, maybe, yes, maybe. Right now.
That's a YouTuber fight.
Right now, yeah. But you give Ryan 3-4 more fights, you better leave him alone. Yeah. Ryan is legit. And then people don't believe it, but Ryan is legit.
Yeah, we were at the last fight.
Ryan's the real deal, dog. Ryan is just a kid. He came up in a modern era where other people's opinion mattered too much to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that hurts him publicly to us. But when it comes to fighting, he's about 6 foot, man. 6 foot at 135, 140, you're tough.
Yeah, that's a big dude. That's a big kid.
I mean,
people compare him to Oscar. You know what I mean? But Oscar is like Oscar, one of the greatest fighters of all time. But you got a 6 foot, super lightweight fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like
with that speed
and that decent power.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his power
is gonna be tough.
Yeah, you got that left hook.
He just needs to work on his defense.
Yeah, but you just got to get somebody to exploit it. I mean,
well, Tank, right? That's what he wants.
At 5'5", that's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's an interesting fight because Tank is listen, them fights at 135 is incredible. Or 140. Yeah, you got Stevenson, you got Lomachenko, you got Haney. I'll take Haney and Lomachenko. They both at top rank right now.
Yep.
I see it. Teofimo's there.
That's what that's the reason when Ryan is calling out Tank, because he can't get those fights with the top ranked
De La Hoya just said last week if Tank doesn't respond, they're going to go for Teofimo Lex.
Yeah, but I think that's just cap. I think they'll fight JoJo.
And that fight was supposed to happen.
Hey, that's a tough fight.
That fight was supposed to happen.
JoJo?
That was supposed to be.
Isn't JoJo fighting?
The Fortuna fight.
He's scheduled to fight now, JoJo.
That was supposed to be the Fortuna fight.
Yeah.
But I think that's the fight they want to make. I think
that would be a tough fight for Ryan.
The next fight for Ryan is JoJo. That's the proper fight.
That's going to be a good fight.
That's how you move him along the chain. Now, if you go jump in with a young stud, you just could ruin a good product. And I don't know if Oscar wants to ruin a good product or it could work out, but I just think you take your time. I think
too risky.
Yeah, you put him in with JoJo, which is a really tough fight. JoJo could fight his ass off.
Yeah,
super cool dude.
Doesn't have the power though.
Yeah, and that's
the one detriment to JoJo in a fight against some
it's the weight. He up
like Ryan. Yeah.
They got to make the fight though, man, and beating JoJo is big. JoJo was a champion, so you gotta. That's a tough win, especially 23, 24 wins in. You 23 years old, you beat JoJo Diaz. That's special.
Now, I like JoJo Diaz, man.
Yeah,
me too. I love JoJo.
Yeah. Now, if you had to throw hands with someone, who would it be?
I'm not fucking with nothing. I would shoot every boxer. They better not touch me. I'm not good.
Right?
I asked Andy, I was like, yo, can I come spar with you once? I was like, this is great. You feel me? I asked him, but I'm joking and shit. But like, yeah, no, I'm
Ruiz?
Yeah, bro, this shit is crazy, dog.
Did you say that you've heard a lot of boxers?
I think Andy Ruiz hits harder than anybody I've ever seen.
Andy Ruiz is
his pop is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And his speed is crazy.
Yes.
For a big
guy that size, it's
He's
unbelievable.
Andy is a fucking fool, bro. Fucking hilarious. But And he is a special champion. This is a big win for him to get the Ortiz win. Can he get the Ortiz win, pull it down? You know, him and Wilder is a real fight. It's a different kind of fight because you got a guy that can take a punch and a guy that can throw a punch. And if he pushes you on the inside, we get to see something special. Yeah. So we'll see, man. I hope.
That's this weekend, right?
No.
That's later on.
This weekend is Teofimo.
Yeah, the Ortiz fight. It's at beginning. It's Labor Day weekend.
Is this weekend.
The following weekend is Joshua. And
there's a lot of fights coming up, man. It's great.
Lots of fights.
Great.
And it's here though. I'm gonna go to that fight.
It's at Crypto. I still can't. You know, it's hard for me to say Crypto.
Crip Arena.
I can't.
I don't know. Say the Crip Arena.
The Crip Arena.
Colors the blue.
Yeah, there you go.
Los Angeles. So we're there for that fight though. We're going to that fight.
Oh no way, yeah.
That's gonna be good. Yeah, we were at the last fight at the Crypt Arena.
Yeah, the Crip Arena's popping.
The Crip Arena, yeah.
There you go. Wearing blue Laker jerseys. Let's go all the way.
So you
they make those like you said. They got the special edition one. Yeah, I got.
Make them 40 games. You know, not once a weekend or something.
So you wouldn't want a rapper or somebody like that get in the ring with you and throw down?
Shit, I would love to rap for Ruiz. I love him. I just want to rap for people I like or that.
No, but I'm saying actually
throw down with the ring. Rapper?
Oh no, people ain't finna. Oh, a rapper?
Yeah, boxer.
Yeah. Or anybody who's loving. You know what?
Yeah. I ain't gonna turn that. No, I'm with all the fade, sure.
Yeah.
Get your butt in the ring.
I fight for sure. Like, I fight. That's cool. But I'm not gonna play myself like I'm a fighter.
Yeah, right.
I'll box somebody. Yeah, that's no thing.
Yeah.
But
if you had to call somebody out, who would you want to take?
Shit.
Like, man, this guy's been on my nerves. I'll take him to the ring.
I don't think I have nobody that be on my nerves because they rappers, so I wouldn't really give them that much shit. Prime Willie D.
Okay.
I heard really great things about Prime. Willie D is a grown man now. This is probably my grandfather at this point. But Prime Willie D had a really hard. I would like to fight somebody who really got a good reputation for fighting. So if I'm gonna get fucked up, at least they have hands.
Right? You don't want
I don't fight nobody that had no hands. Willie D's reputation for hands is fire. You know what I mean? So if I get a time machine, I'd fight Prime Willie D. Outside of that, it's all the same to me.
Yeah.
Man. If I boxed, maybe I do.
You get 6'9", he run away. Takashi.
Yeah, that was it.
I mean, he be running through Rainbow Bright. He be running.
No, I don't think that little man can fight. That little dude. Yeah, I don't think little man can fight, man. Little rat dude. That's why he told in the first place. He's like, I can't fight. Let me get up out of here. So
now, different type of fight, but UFC, the ex heavyweight champ Cain Velasquez, is in a little bit of legal trouble because he shot at someone because, apparently he was chasing someone who had been molesting a family member. And, he got arrested and now he's waiting trial. What do you think of the whole situation?
That was some gangster shit. It's just tough. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully the jury looks at it and realizes his intentions wasn't to shoot that person. He can get some level of attempted manslaughter. The person didn't die, right? It was just
right.
So maybe like a attempted involuntary manslaughter, voluntary manslaughter, something that's, it's no reason it should be in prison. Maybe some good long probation, good fine stiffs, good stiff fines, and
because he's still locked up, right?
Yeah.
They denied bail.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when stuff like that happens, I mean, what are you going to do if something like that happens to your family?
Same thing.
Right?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not trusting the police with this.
Yeah.
This is not my car stolen.
And the thing is, some people have better aim.
But justice needs to be swift sometimes, man. You know what I mean? And I mean, we live in a society, so I understand how it goes. I just hope that the jury, if he ends up in front of a jury, I hope they just have mercy on him and realize that this is the type of things in America that, set any human being off and be reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You have to send a message that, you can't take law into your own hands, but be reasonable. God damn.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm they didn't want to stop because they got the ass kicked. That's why they knew.
Imagine that.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather him shoot me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Velasquez's car. Shoot me. Don't put your hands on me, man.
Get this shit over with real quick.
Don't put your hands on me, Kane. So they got off easy just getting shot.
Right.
I was
if he would have got his hands on him.
I was at the fight when he beat Brock Lesnar for the heavyweight championship in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I mean, you see Brock Lesnar coming in, the man with no neck, just muscles coming out, his shoulders and stuff like that. And then what he did to Brock Lesnar, can you imagine just
a regular guy?
guy like that.
That molested one of your
Con, he got off
pretzel.
easy, Con.
they make him a pretzel.
That little gunshot was easy. Imagine if you'd have grabbed him.
Snapped his neck.
Holy shit.
Slapped him.
How many broken bones? He might have killed him the long way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
both of them.
The long way, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Tied him up.
pain, injuries.
The father, the son, the whole thing.
like-
The car really got beat up.
Bruh.
Good God.
They got off easy. That was mercy
Getting
shooting
chased by
them.
Cain Velasquez.
That was mercy shooting them.
I
That was
get,
mercy.
I get freaking chased by a whole gang and freaking.
Yeah,
Cain
I
Velasquez,
take my chances with a regular gang.
Yeah.
Man. Don't let that man touch me.
Yeah, man. So I think it's one of those touchy subjects, man, that everyone, I think,
Well, we got
you
a few
put
more of
yourself
those.
in his shoes, you're going to do the same. It's just,
Especially
man.
if it's repeated. If something like that is
Because you feel helpless and you just
Yeah.
think about it. They got off easy. The jury should show him mercy because if they'd got his hands
that's what
on
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cain
Hopefully
has no
they do
record.
that.
I think he's never been
No,
arrested
yeah, Cain
before.
had no record.
He's a good humanitarian, good with the community. But well, no.
Definitely.
I mean, we got some more controversial things that we could talk about here. I mean, Jaime, you want to talk about?
Oh, well, what do you think? You like basketball.
Love it.
What do you think about WNBA really gets absolutely no love? I mean, not only do they really don't get any ratings, people really don't go see them. Women really don't go see them play. So why? Why is all this happening?
Because women have always hated on women. I'm ashamed of
yeah.
the women species at this point for not supporting their sisters and their journey in sports. But women traditionally do not work well together. You don't see a ton of empires they build together. They're super territorial. So I hope women start supporting the WNBA a lot more. It's just...
And it's not just WNBA. I mean, you think about it,
goes
in
for
sports.
pretty much every sport, most women's sports.
They should
I
make
was going to
their
say
own sports.
except for UFC.
like
Women in UFC.
Oh yeah, they get busy.
I mean,
Because
they get down and
about
dirty,
women
and
wrestling.
everybody
Yeah,
wants to
'cause
see them.
they
I
get
mean,
to-
There's something
Whoop
about
on
women wrestling that's pretty hot. Women hooping.
they don't
is just-
only wrestle. I mean,
No, I'm
they
saying- but
throw
I'm
down
saying-
and
but I'm
hard.
saying you wait for in your mind, a titty is gonna pop out. It's not, but
Yeah.
two women wrestling.
He waits for that at the gym.
Two women. You really think about it. Two women wrestling is pretty hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Women playing basketball is like, yeah, that's it'll be some hot women playing basketball, but two women wrestling can make ugly women
Yeah.
pretty hot.
Oh man.
Throw some mud in there.
You know what
right?
I mean? You like, holy shit, it still turn you on. Somebody unconscious, you like, man.
Oh man.
What's funny is that the other day I was reading an article on it was wrestling. Two girls fighting on the WWE.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah, one of them just, I guess, she actually injured her. Like she got a real head injury. Like she's out. Like
Oh, so it wasn't staged. It wasn't.
nah,
it wasn't
well,
planned.
I mean, it was staged, obviously, but she actually injured her head. And it was just like, I just saw the article and I was just like, and I always thought, man, I'm like, hey, how they getting injured? I mean, but they take some beating.
yeah, they do.
They
They
take
need
some
some
beating.
superstars. That's what's missing.
But in
female-
UFC they do.
yeah, because they have superstars, right?
They've
Remember they
got
struggled.
Amanda Nunes and Juliana Vega. The last fight. I mean, that was one hell of a fight.
But it all started with
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, and so she was able to pass down stardom. The WNBA doesn't have a star that transcends sports like Ronda Rousey was just like a big deal.
Well-
boxing, female boxing is doing good. There's a fight coming up in England. I wish I would have went. It's with Clarissa
Shields.
and Marshall.
Yes.
Oh,
And Marshall is the only person that beat her in as amateur or no Olympics. So this is a huge fight, and it's probably going to do 10 to 15,000 people in England. So, they have a good grudge match going. You need to have better storylines. I don't know if outside of women not supporting women, to their defense, it's not marketed well. Like all the marketing ploys is like we're women playing. There's no real compelling storylines. They're not. The marketing department should be fired. I mean, because you have to figure out more, more intriguing and greater storylines so for us to get involved with and to care about the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the
And they don't
NBA
get
is
paid well either.
Yeah, remember the NBA is a long, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird really sprung it up.
Yeah.
Between that rivalry of, using race as a thing. Men boxing use it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, so you just got to figure out a much better storyline and, make you something special in it that you want to talk about.
I mean, the top one could be the storyline. I mean,
nowadays with transgender women being able to play in some sports
that's not cool.
That you don't.
No, I don't agree.
Not at all.
No, that's silly.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like LeBron James changing and going to the WNBA.
Yeah, it's like I heard Dave Chappelle one time said, he goes, let's just say, the transgender thing. He goes, let's just say LeBron James decides to be a woman one day. And then he goes and makes it to the WNBA. He goes, he's going to score there and go. He's going to go there and make 100 points. Is that fair?
That's what they need to happen.
Right?
Right? Think about that, Bron. Right now, where you at in your career, LeBron James, right? You're not going to dominate the NBA. Yeah. It's time to be LeBron James. And go help out the sisters in the WNBA. That would be the greatest story in all the sports. Like, we would all be watching, like, yo,
I definitely
dunking on all of the girls. LeBron James.
Right? 3 more rings, beat Jordan. I mean, he could get 7.
He might get all the rings. He
probably
jeez. You know what women go be like, you ain't shit. LeBron will beat you still at 46. So, LeBron James.
That's where Westbrook
regular male athlete.
That's where Westbrook should go. Or Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
That'd be a great storyline.
Right?
LeBron could bring Rodman back in the game.
They need.
Yeah.
Who would be the best person other than LeBron then?
Rodman. Dennis Rodman. Bam, he's ready to go.
Dennis Rodman.
The nose ring out. I mean,
get his wedding dress out. Get his wedding dress out and go play.
That's what needs to happen. They need something fantastic. But
they get
as
the
far as
Jenner.
that, I'm not. Who?
The Jenner dad.
Caitlyn
Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner now.
But that would have worked when, like, if he was Olympic still doing, like, right? He can't run fast. Like
he do a layup.
Bruce
storyline.
Yeah,
Bruce, they'd be an embarrassment.
Yeah, you know what? You're right though. They need something like that. Yeah, like look, transgender going into the WNBA.
They get Caitlyn buckets every night. People like, you need to retire. They need a great storyline, but trans women in women's sports is not fair, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Well, that happened in the Olympics, right?
The other way around.
No, it wasn't in the Olympics, but it was in swimming. The transgender woman pretty much dominated. When she was when she went in the water, she was just that much better than the rest of the girls. I mean, you just see the size,
the wings,
just the strength.
LeBron
James. He called it.
Can you imagine that?
Hashtag LeBron James.
LeBron James. That's not right, man. They know that's not fair. Everybody know that's just silly. Sometimes the world just get ridiculous. This one of those times.
It's a thought.
Yeah,
I've seen another thing where it was a trans woman went to a woman's prison and had the tools still, had the masculine tools still. Feel me? And was getting people pregnant.
Oh,
it was like, it's like, bro, what did you thought was gonna happen? I'm not. Listen, this is probably gonna get me banned one day, but if you're not gonna chop it off, I'm not going to call you a woman. Chop it off, I'll call you with it because you got heart. You committed to the role.
You got to commit.
Commit, I'm in. But if you still got a penis, I'm not calling you shit, but whatever your mom call you. You feel me? Whatever she call you. If she call you that, I'm going to call you that. But, mom named Clay, I'm going to call him Clay. You feel me? Yeah. You got to chop it. You got to go for me.
Still Miho.
You got to go, chop it off. Then I'm like, Stephanie. You ain't Stephanie no more, Stephanie. I'm with you. You committed to the role. You feel me? So, but not trans women and trans women in women's sports is tough. That's not fair. They know that's not fair. They need to make their own. And it's kind of, I get it. You want to be included or inclusive, but come on, man. Jesus Christ. You got to make it play.
That will help the WNBA ratings for real, though.
Yeah, LeBron James.
LeBron James would definitely help.
LeBron James come over there. It's like, I'm a woman now. You have a little wig. I'm a woman now. We would all watch it. We'd be tuned in. Stephanie Curry. Stephanie, I'd be like, holy
oh man.
I watch every game.
I definitely
Whenever
will.
they come to town, I'd be like, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody got to take the sacrifice and get the
another
WNBA.
100 points. He 5 games. He's 500 points right. Already.
It sounds funny, but it actually is.
No, we would watch it. The ratings would go through the roof.
Watch it.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Time to take a shot now. What do you guys think? Yeah. We take our shots.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we do here.
I'm the last person in America that doesn't drink.
It's called Take Shot Sports. So we either take a shot or you got to take a shot at someone.
Take a shot.
So
take a shot of tequila,
if you want to take a shot of,
take a shot at who? Like
you
talk shit about somebody?
Whoever it is.
YG, or
take a shot at like talk shit about him?
Yeah.
I talk shit about everybody. Like, what you mean?
Just pick one person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Let me think. What was it this morning? Because it's something every day.
Yeah.
Let me think. What am I? See, you know what my problem is? You think. But while y'all get y'all shots,
that's what I was gonna say. While you do that, we'll have our
take shots,
our
right?
shots and take a shot.
Let me think.
Who you gonna take? What are you taking a shot at right now?
I think I want to say Kevin Durant right today. I think the way that like you said, man, he's a great player, but to give a team the ultimatum, the owner, like, hey, you either want me or the coaching staff. Like, I mean, that takes some balls, man, to kind of go out there and say that. But he's that kind of player that can probably say that. But I don't know. I mean, let's just say they granted. Other players are going to probably be doing the same. It's just like at some point there's some kind of responsibility for the owners. I just didn't agree with that ultimatum, man. But
yeah,
I mean, that's just my take on that.
That's true, man. I mean,
so now it's your turn.
All right. So who am I going to take my shot at? Well, my shot at goes to the NFL and the Cleveland Browns, because after what Deshaun Watson did, and for him to get only 6 games, a suspension for 6 games, the only guy in the NFL with a guaranteed contract, over $200 million guaranteed, his signing bonus wasn't touched. In the first, during the suspension decree, his salary didn't get dinged either.
What did he do?
Well, he's the guy that, according to 25 women, he, behaved lewdly. Basically he wanted a happy ending, basically, with, during his massages or whatnot. But there were 25 women that actually,
it was like, I didn't want to give
accused
it to
him of, being that way. Now, supposedly the NFL is trying to be, more politically correct, and, anything that's domestic violence or, sexual harassment or anything like that, guys are going to get suspended. There's guys that have committed domestic violence, they've never played again in the league. But Deshaun Watson gets 6 games. And now the NFL is trying, they appealed the decision, which was, brought down by a retired judge. And because of what she saw.
But it's the Browns.
Well, that's the thing, too.
Paper bag. I mean.
But, I think if he's going to get suspended, people were calling for a year suspension at least.
So did he go to jail? Is it a crime?
No, he didn't go to jail. And
he settled. He settled. Well, actually, the Houston Texans settled 23 out of 24 cases out of court. But still,
sound like Texas,
right? And he don't even play for Texas.
They don't play about their football.
You're not there anymore.
Yeah. What's weird is I don't know. I need to do some more research, because I've seen his name 1,000 times, but I'm one of them people that I'm not going to get involved in this shit. It got to be something really.
Man, he went crazy. He went crazy.
He just wanted happy endings. How much was he paying for the massages?
I don't know.
Allegedly,
not enough, obviously.
Allegedly, the NFL it's not allegedly. They actually talked to 60 women.
How much was he paying for the massages?
I don't know. I don't know.
$1,000. Like, come on, you know what?
That I don't know. Yeah,
right.
I need to know more details. I'm gonna hold judgment on you, Mr. Watson, until I see how much you pay for these massages. Because if it's $1,000, somebody, that's not right.
Yeah.
Should have gave. I need a refund.
You knew coming in.
You know,
Get my money
You knew
back.
coming in.
$960 back.
It was Backpage. Backpage.com. You didn't have no refunds on Backpage. So
I got my shots.
All right.
First shot I want to take at is the whole WWE world. The way they're doing Vince McMahon drives me crazy. I cannot believe the disdain for Vince McMahon, probably the most important singular person in sports and entertainment.
right.
It's not enough love. I can't take it. It drives me crazy. I hate it.
Well, they're running him out basically.
I hate that.
He's
They already
retiring.
did, right?
He's retiring from
And I
the
really
WWE.
hate that. Like nobody's gonna be able to run this like Vince McMahon. It already was on his last leg. Like it went super mainstream, super pop. Like I hate how the world is doing Vince McMahon. That drives me crazy.
I just saw that they're trying to bring The Rock back or something.
They have to because it's so bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Rock is like 70. And
There's
he's
a
like,
reason, right?
Rock like 56. He finna wrestle somebody 22.
Give me some Bengay on them.
Because that's Vince McMahon's product. Like
Yes.
look at Vince McMahon's products. Hulk Hogan all the way moving forward to, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, all the way to John Cena. Vince McMahon has some of the greatest products in all of sports and entertainment.
Yep.
That high talent, man.
So I really have an issue with the complete world. They can kiss my ass. Something else that's bothering me. I just had it in my mind. Biden, man. Gas is $5.70. He's celebrating like he did something, taking it down from $8 when it shouldn't have been more than the $3 or $4 it was. Who you think you fooling, big dog? I said it too. I said, watch, they're gonna raise this gas, they're gonna drop it down about $6 a week, and he gonna be talking about, you see, I got gas. No, you did not.
Right?
Who you lying to, cousin? That's bothering me. Like that, I think people think we stupid.
Yep.
So those are my shots right there.
Them are good ones, man.
That was good.
That's driving me crazy. It's Vince McMahon. That is crazy. It's Vince McMahon. He was actually a wrestler. He was like, I'm so committed. I'm a wrestle.
Yeah.
He wrestled. His son.
Yes, he
Stephanie
did.
Wrestled.
Yeah.
Stephanie wrestled.
Stephanie
They
wrestles.
all got the stunner. You can tell me he's not good enough to run the company. Who's that committed to?
Right?
Imagine, what's the boy that owned the Eagles? He come out there and get tackled.
Oh, Lurie?
Yeah, like or Jeannie Buss come out there and shoot a jumper and get fouled.
Hey, that WNBA bring the
But I'm
ratings.
saying, imagine like
LeBron.
Silver, like the guy from the NBA. You feel
Yeah.
me? He comes and gets, he gonna come out here and get fouled. No, Vince McMahon took a stunner for this league,
Yep.
for this entertainment business.
Yep.
We owe him more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, I mean, my shot, I'm actually going to repeat myself because I'm going to take a shot at Match.com, Tinder, all that. My boy Jimmy over here, the algorithm messed up. He ain't got no dates. I said it 3 weeks ago. He still ain't got no damn dates. It's your shit.
Holy shit.
Man, he on a spell over here. You know what I mean? Like,
On that note, I guess.
All right.
Woo!
Wrap it up.
see you next time.
Take shots.
Shots.
Take shots. Thank you, Glass.
Much
Thank you,
love.
Glass.
Brother. Thank y'all for having me.